Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the daily Indian Express newspaper analysis for the date 2nd November 2023, brought to you by Ganesh AS Academy. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. So mentioned here are the list of articles which we are going to have the analysis in the upcoming slides. So have a look at it. Okay, let's get into the analysis of each and every article. Biggest China Antarctica fleet sails to build the research station. That is, China is going to build its 5th research station in the southernmost part of Antarctica. Okay, how the news has been related to civil service examination is, under prelims it is linked with current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains it is linked with awareness in the field of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology and issues relating to IPR, which comes under GS paper 3. Okay. The two Chinese icebreakers named Zhulong and Zhulong 2, along with a fleet with the people, has left the China to build the China's 5th research station in the Antarctica, that is the southernmost part of Antarctica, that is in Ross Sea. And earlier China has built 4 research stations from a time period varies from 1985 to 2014, and in that among the built 4 stations, it contains observatory and then the ground station. The 5th station which is going to come there will also contain observatory as well as the ground station, and at the same time it has the potential to collect the signal intelligence in relation to the space based activities of Australia and New Zealand. That is the reason why the Australia and New Zealand have blamed the China for its Espionage Act, that is the spying act, which the China has completely ignored. And this mission is named as China's 40th to Antarctica mission, and it will be doing, apart from constructing the 5th station in the Antarctica, it will also do a survey which will study the impact of climate change on the Antarctica, and the not only Antarctica means it is Antarctica's related ecosystem. So these are all the China's previously built 4 research stations in Antarctica. The Great Wall that is set up in 1985, the Zhongzhang in 1989, Kunlun in 2009, as well as Taiwan in 2014, which has the potential to be asked in prelims. So have a look at it. And then let's have a look into the Ross Sea, where the 5th station of the China is going to be built. It is the southernmost part of the Antarctica, and its surface is frozen solid for most of the year, and it is the last intact marine ecosystem which hasn't faced any kind of human hindrance, and it has been named Ross Sea on the back of the British explorer, and it is home to most of the world's penguin as well as most species of whales, and it is the first protected area in Antarctica, which is very important from the prelims perspective. So this is what the map of the Antarctica is, and particularly the Ross Sea is. So we could able to see that it is present in the southernmost tip of the Antarctica region. So about the new research station, the China's 5th research station that is going to be built on Ross Sea is the 3rd permanent research station after Zhongzhang as well as the Green Wall station built respectively, and it can able to accommodate nearly personnel during summer time and 30 people during winter time. And its implementation is focused on multi-layer, multidisciplinary observatory and scientific research work. And these are all the areas where the research will be conducted. So apart from the ROSI, where the research station is going to build, the team which is went there to build the research station will also do the impact of climate change on the Antarctica survey on those seas like Amundsen Sea, Cosmonaut Sea, and then the ROSI. In these areas, these three areas, the research in terms of impact of the climate change on Antarctica will be conducted as the part of the building up of research station on ROSI. So this geography, this map is very important from prelims perspective. So this is what the details in relation to the fifth station that is going to be built by China is about. So what are all the other areas which we need to be aware of is India's base in Antarctica. Secondly, we should also know about the entire geography of Antarctica, and then what does this polar code is about. So these are all the other things which we need to be aware of. Why BIHAR is witnessing a surge in dengue cases and deaths? So since the news is related with dengue cases, that is, it is related to science and technology. So under prelims, it is linked with general science. Similarly, under mains, it is related to GS paper 3 science and technology under a topic called awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issues relating to IPR. So we will look into the analysis part of the news. The BIHAR has recently recorded more than 15,000 dengue cases this year, and the death rate in terms of dengue has surged between the 5 years, that is from 2018 to 2023. That is nearly it has surged to 608% when compared to the previous 2018 years, 18th year. And then what is the reason? What is the reason for major increase in the dengue cases in the BIHAR is, first and foremost, is delayed monsoon. Usually the monsoon will be withdrawn during the mid of September, but this year it got prolonged till mid of October as a resultant of extended monsoon and the delay in the withdrawal of monsoon. It lead to increased amount of rainfall, which is the potential breeding period for the mosquitoes, most importantly the dengue spreading mosquitoes. And then the erratic rainfall, that is the widespread inequality in terms of rainfall, and then the sudden heavy rainfall that is happened for short period of time, which is the scenario in the case of the current climate change era. This kind of erratic condition created a shallow stagnant pool of water in many part of the state, which is also a potential breeding ground for the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which is the dengue spreading mosquito. And then the water cooler, because since the onset of the winter is taking time in BIHAR, they are using water cooler in this period, that is during the monsoon period. So that is the reason why the water cooler itself is acting as the breeding ground for the mosquitoes. And then the lack of sanitation by the municipal corporation during this period, that is during the monsoon period, or the period where the rainfall is very high, there has been no activities in relation to the sanitation has been taken by the municipal corporations, is also one of the reason for the spread of dengue. And then what the municipal corporation are saying is that it is because of the lack of resource available with them led to lack of sanitation. So these are all the reasons for the spread of dengue in BIHAR. So what is the new effect that is dengue is having apart from the effect of heavy fever, headache, so on and so forth? The new cases, that is the new patients who are arriving to BIHAR hospitals because by affecting dengue disease, the new symptoms like liver and lung infections is also coming, and then the recurrence of the fever is happening every 2 to 3 hours. Usually it will be happening every 6 to 7 hours, but right now the recurrence is happening within 2 to 3 hours itself. So we could able to see that the intensity of the fever that is caused because of dengue. So this is what the mosquito is, dengue spreading mosquito, and normally the platelets that is present in the healthy human body will range about 1,50,000 to 4,50,000 per microliter of blood. But in the case of, but if it is decreasing below 15,000 microliter of blood only, the patient requires the platelets. But in the case of BIHAR, whenever infected person is having a bloodlet, say nearly 25,000 microliter of blood, then the doctor are injecting platelet inside the body despite the minimum level of 15,000. Why? Because of increasing death fear that is happening because of dengue. And what is the situation in the last 5 years is that the BIHAR saw during 2019 a sudden spike in the dengue cases at 6,712 in comparison to 2,142 in the previous years. But during 2020 and 21 period, it got decreased to 493 and 633 respectively. But during 2022, there was sudden rise of 13,972 cases. In that, the the BIHAR's capital alone recorded nearly 9,256 cases with 15 deaths. So we could able to see in this 5 years there is a drastic increase in the spread of dengue diseases as well as the death of these diseases. Death because of these diseases. So let's have a look into what does this dengue is about. So dengue is basically a virus disease and it is transmitted to humans through a bite by Aedes aegypti mosquito, a female mosquito, and it is commonly it will commonly occur in the tropical as well as subtropical climates, and there is no specific treatment available for this dengue. And then denguexia, it is the first foremost vaccine been approved by the US. So it is the first officially recognized vaccine for dengue, which was introduced in 2019, that is recently only. So this is what the analysis in relation to the rising cases of dengue in BIHAR, and then the important details of dengue is. So what we need to study further is, we should know about what are all the virus, bacteria, and then protozoan related diseases. Secondly, we should also know about what is National Center for Vector Borne Diseases, and thirdly, we should also know about the tropical climate is. What does this tropical climate means, and what are all the geographical features that will be available in those tropical climate? We should be aware of it. In Tripura, Bangladesh railway link, new opportunities and old connect. So since the news is related to development of infrastructure, that is the connectivity in the northeastern region, it is related to prelims. Under prelims, a topic called economic and social development. Similarly, under mains, it is linked with GS paper 3, economic and development, infrastructure, energy, ports, roads, railways, etc. Okay, so this is what the map is about, and this area is this is the area where the Agartala in Tripura and Akahura is in Bangladesh, where the connectivity has been established. And from there till Dhaka, and Dhaka to Calcutta is the already existing Bangladesh railway line. So with the help of this line, the connectivity between Agartala, that is the Tripura to Kolkata, will be established. And this is what the explanation of the news is. And what does that project means? It is nearly 12.24 kilometer railway line, and which is connecting, as I said, Agartala and Karua. And in that nearly 5.5 kilometer is on Indian side, and then 6.7 kilometers on Bangladesh side. And then the first station after crossing the Bangladesh is Gangasagar. So how the funding of this project has been made is, first the MOU between India and Bangladesh was signed in 2013. Initially the cost was divided between India and Bangladesh, but because the project got delayed and then it led to cost overlays, which in turn leading to the reseeing the MOUs or the agreement signed between India and Bangladesh in relation to the railway link, which in turn led to redoing the MOU, which finally led to India right now is funding the entire cost. And in that, Ministry of Northeastern region is funding a part of amount on the behalf of India. On behalf of Bangladesh, it is our own Ministry of External Affairs is funding in the name of aid to Bangladesh. That is fully it is being funded by India, and then the project is being built by, on the Indian side, the Indian Railway Construction International Limited, which is the public sector undertaking, and then on the Bangladesh side, it is built by a private Indian firm. So it is finally it is being built by India only. So the project is entirely funded by India and also being built by the public as well as the private organization of India. So what importance this project holds to Tripura is, first and foremost, it will enhance the tourism in Tripura because this railway line acts as the gateway for the tourism to Tripura, and then it will cut down the time between Tripura as well as Kolkata from 30 hours to 10 hours. And then it will ensure re-establish the people-to-people connectivity between India and Bangladesh, and also enhance the overall increase in the trade of the northeastern region. So this is what the importance the project holds to Tripura. Okay, what are all the other trains that is previously present or running between India and Bangladesh is, first and foremost is the Bandhan Express, which was suspended during 1965 India-Pakistan war. During that time, Bangladesh part was called as East Pakistan, and because of the war, it got suspended and it again got revamped during 2017, and it is now running between Kolkata and Khulna, which is the third largest city in Bangladesh. And then the Maitri Express, that is running between Kolkata and Dhaka, which started its journey during 2008, that is during UPA period. And then Maitri Express, which connects the project was signed in 2021 between our present Prime Minister as well as the present Prime Minister of Bangladesh, between Siliguri to Bangladesh capital, that is the Dhaka. So these are all the other previous trains that is running, or certain trains that is under construction being about. So what need to be studied further is, we should know about the geography of the Northeast, and which are all the states that shares borders with 3 or more countries, which are all the states that shares borders with 3 or lesser countries. So we have to know about what is this Act East policy is about, and then we should also know about the insurgency, rising insurgency in the northeastern India. So these are all the other things which we need to be aware of apart from the current affairs. India's own CAR T cell therapy. So since the news is related with science and technology and development of science and technology, under prelims it is linked with the general science. Similarly, under mains it is linked with achievements of Indians in science and technology and indigenization of technology and developing of new technology. SEO, that is Central Drug Standard Control Organization, has granted market authorization for the next CAR, which is the CAR T therapy, which was developed by ImmuneAct, which is the company incubated by IIT Bombay, and it is going to be the first India's indigenously developed CAR T cell therapy. So, okay, what does this CAR T cell therapy? It is the immune cell. It is the immune cell modification technique, where it will be modifying the immune cell, especially T cell, and it turns them into a killer cell, that is killing the cancer cells. So what does this T cell is? This T cell is nothing but the white blood cell that can fight against the illness, that is the cells that are spreading the illness inside the body. So what difference it has from the prevailing chemotherapy is, the chemotherapy or the immunotherapy will take some more years when compared to this CAR T therapy in terms of its reduction of illness. And then the CAR T cell, as I said, it requires lesser number of time for curing of cancer, and at the same time, once it is cured, that is, it is cured only, it will most of the time, what they are saying is that nearly it has 70% success rate, and it might have the long term benefits compared to the chemo and immunotherapy, where it might have the short term benefits, because there are chances that the cancers may reoccur in the chemo and immunotherapy. But in the case of CAR T cell, it is mostly of one time treatment. One time treatment means, once if we are treated with the CAR T cell therapy, then the cancer will not be arising afterwards, and it will have a long term benefits because of the lack of occurrence after some period of time. So what does this next CAR 19, that is India's CAR T cell therapy, which has been developed by the IIT Bombay's incubator, and then which has been approved recently by our drug control regulator. It is a type of CAR T therapy, and it has been developed by, as I said, ImmunoAct, which is incubated by IIT Bombay. As I said, it will be targeting CD9 protein, which acts like a flag in the cancer cell. So if it is a cancer cell, means the protein will be present here. So it will act as a flag. So if it is present, means then the remodified immune cell will think that through this CD19 will identify the cancer cell, and it will be killing those cancer cells, as a result of which the cancer producing cells will get destroyed within the body immediately. And it is India is the first developing countries going to have this kind of technology indigenously. It is only a handful of developed countries, even though other developed countries are borrowing from or importing this technology from US or certain handful of countries from Europe. Only some developed countries only are having this kind of technology. Among developing countries, it is India is going to have this technology. And to whom this next CAR 19 is going to be treated is B-cell lymphomas patient who doesn't respond to the standard chemotherapy or immunotherapy treatment, and it is to the people who belong to 15 or more than the 15 years of age. So this is how the process in terms of the CAR T cell therapy will be there. So the patient will be visiting the clinic, and then with his consent he will be giving his blood for testing to the clinic. Once the blood has been given, the blood goes to the lab where the T cells or the genetic T cells that is present inside the blood will be genetically modified, and after 1 week or 10 days it will be the remodified blood will be coming back to the clinic, and then the patient also should come back to the clinic where the remodified blood will be re-injected to him, so that the recovery starts happening once the blood, the modified T cell blood that has been injected inside the human body, once after the modified T cell been injected inside the patient's body, the recovery starts from there. And it has other advantages apart from the one-time treatment. It has other advantages like low drug related toxicity and then minimal amount of damage to the neuron. See, it is going to kill the cancer cell by seeing the CD9 protein. Sometimes the CD9 protein might be present in the brains also. If there are chances that this drug may enter into the brain and cause the neuron related problem. But during the testing it was said that it has not made any kind of such neuron related problem during the testing. So in the ground reality, in the ground when we tested in humans as well as animals also, it doesn't show any kind of the neuron related problem, so it is safe to use. So that is the reason why it has been approved by CDSCO. And then minimum cytokine release syndrome, that is the hyperinflation that will be happening in the body because of excessive death of the cancer related cells, which is not the case with the CAR T cell therapy. So these are all the three potential benefits apart from the one-time treatment benefit being provided by the CAR T cell therapy. So currently the price varies between 30 to 40 lakhs, and once the technology been developed and it is been delegated and democratized to most part of the country and it is reached the maximum amount of scale, then it could be reduced to lower than the rate which is right now been available. And this is what the news and the analysis of the CAR T cell therapy is about. So what we need to study further is we should know about the COVID-19. What does this COVID-19 is about, and what we have to know about the entire aspect of the COVID-19. Secondly, we should also know about the human cells, what is the difference between human cell, plant cell as well as animal cell, and then the structure, function as well as mandate of CDSCO. So these are all the other areas which we need to be aware of. In FSSAI index, nearly all major states slip on food safety compared to the 2009 data. So since the news is related with regulatory body releasing the data related to the standards of food safety, under prelims it is linked with Indian polity, governance, constitution and political system. Similarly under mains GS paper 2, it is related to statutory, regulatory and various quasi judicial body. So 19 out of 20 states have recorded a drop in the scores of the FSSAI index, which is released by FSSAI, and the steepest fall has been made by Maharashtra, whose score got reduced from 73 to 45. Since 2019, FSSAI released the Food Safety Index on June 7, which is the day being celebrated as World Food Safety Day. And what these are all the parameters being measured under this index: the compliance parameters, consumer empowerment, human resource and institutional data, food testing infrastructure, and then improvement in state food safety index rank, and then training capacity building. So this thing has been introduced this year. This indicator has been introduced in this index this year only, And apart from this new indicator, these 5 indicators are already been present since its inception, since the index inception, and the weightage have been divided across this 6 indicators. So to the 6 indicators, so that the overall total does not rise above the total 100 marks. So the food testing infrastructure parameter is the parameter where all the states recorded a steepest drop. So what does this parameter is about is that it is the availability of adequate infrastructure and then the trained personnel to test the food products that has been bought to them is lacking in the almost all of the state. So that is the reason why the food testing infrastructure parameter has noted a steepest fall in most of the states. This is what the details in relation to the index is about. Let's have a look into what does this FSSAI is about. Food Safety Standard Authority of India. It is autonomous body which is created under a statute act called Food Safety and Standard Act, and which comes under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and it is being headquartered in Delhi, and it is acting as regulatory body for the food safety in India. So this is what the details in relation to Food Safety Standard Authority of India is about. So what we need to study further is, we should know about what does the food safety in India. Secondly, we should also know about the consumer protection law, and then the food safety appellate tribunal that is being created or established under this act. So these are all the other areas which we need to be aware of. Okay, let's have a look into today's practice prelims question. So mentioned here is the today's practice prelims question. I want those students, those who are watching this session online, please do comment the option point for the question which you are seeing right now on the board. Okay. With this, we have reached the end of today's session. So thank you, and please do like, comment, subscribe and share the Ganesh IAS YouTube channel, so that we will be receiving notification in relation to the various current affairs session brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy. So thank you.